love you.
Aw, I love you too.
Hey, John.
Yeah?
Why don't we pull up the live stream on YouTube?
On the YouTube machines.
Yeah, I guess we could just do that on the phone.
If it will work, yeah.
Who's here?
Who's here?
Nintendozilla 98. What's up, my friend? Ben
What's
Murphy
up?
69 in the house. Jimmy Neutron, you're the cutie, my friend. You're the real cutie. Lizard King 27. Hey, buddy.
Hey, of course we noticed.
Of course we noticed you, Nintendozilla.
Hola.
Michael A. What's going on?
What it do?
What's going on, Michael A?
Hold on, I'll get my computer.
We're gonna, for you few who are here already, we got 10 people in the crowd. We're gonna be Nintendozilla. Calm yourself. Lizard King 27, you already tipped us 50 bars, man. You my homeboy.
Yeah.
You my pussycat doll.
You're my friend.
You my pussycat doll.
My pussycat.
Daniel A, you look great, my friend. What's up to you? But Lizard King 27, he's our #1 fan right now, so he's definitely most special. Jimmy Neutron, appreciate the likes.
Is that like the Witch King of Angmar?
Yeah, maybe. We're gonna do some movie news today. We're gonna talk about a few things, and then you guys can chime in as well, and we'll take your questions in between covering stories and stuff. So we'll kick it off in just a couple minutes. We're just trying to make sure the YouTube is also working. Give me one quick second to check the YouTube. Check the tubes of the internet.
That's all it is, a series of tubes. That's what Al Gore
Series
says.
of tubes.
A series of tubes.
We are live.
Hell yeah, we're
as
live.
well, and we'll take your questions.
You turn your radio down.
What's up, people on YouTube? I see that we are also on YouTube now.
Yeah, dick joke.
Oh, wow, there's a lot of people on
Hi.
YouTube. Hell
Hi.
yeah, 52.
Hey,
King
hello.
J, Purple Haze, Pedro Rodriguez. What's up, my homes?
What it do?
What's going on, everyone? Okay, since we got 54 people watching on YouTube right now, and we got about 10 people on YOUNOW, we'll just we'll kick this stream off. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. So, hey, Johnny Presley, cool. It's nice to meet you too. Brendan Cordero, yeah, we have a YOUNOW.
We have such a you now.
Okay, so my first story I want to talk about is not really a news story, but it's the fact that Collateral Beauty is doing terribly at the box office and with critics. It's hey, Barlow's Coran, thanks for becoming a fan. It's doing so bad, and this is Will Smith's worst wide release he's ever had in his entire career.
Oh boy!
I think it's right after Earth.
Hey, maybe it'll get better once it gets to China, though.
Maybe it'll get better.
Like 50 million more dollars.
Yeah. But it's just sad because I feel like Will Smith doesn't know how to choose dramas all that well.
Not
He
now.
did like 7 Pounds, which is a much more serious role, and then he did After Earth, which was just not good, and now he's got Collateral. I liked After Earth at the time, and then I thought about it, and then I realized what everyone was talking about.
I still don't think it's 11% bad, but it's
pretty
not
bad.
good.
It's pretty bad.
The designs are good.
And hey, Ryan, you're my poppy. You mean Greg, you're my poppy.
Sully.
So yeah, I mean, I just feel bad for Will Smith, guys, because I mean, sure, he had Suicide Squad, but who really thinks this that's Will Smith's movie? You know?
Even that's a problematic thing, because that movie is an arguable success at best for him,
And Collateral Beauty, I mean, it's crazy because they got a huge cast in there too. I mean, you got Keira Knightley in there. You got John. Is that John Cusack?
John Cusack. Helen Mirren is in this.
Rosario Dawson, I think, is in this. No, I could be wrong about that.
Edward Norton.
Michael Pena's in it.
Yeah, Michael Pena, my boy.
Yeah, it's just too bad that it's just not doing so well. And it's I think Will Smith is a really good dramatic actor, but I just don't think he knows how to pick the right drama. The only great drama I've seen of Will Smith is The Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
That's the only one. That's the only one I've seen of it. Well, there was that one movie, that biopic he did last year. All it was pretty good. But there's that biopic he did last
one
year.
about the football player with the...
Yeah. That was all right, apparently. Hey, fans, YouNow wants me to remind you to share this broadcast. Let's get more people in here.
Guys.
Sandera Brower, he's in YouNow
happen.
right now. Kristen L, how you doing, Kristen? You look great. RS fan, you look awesome, too.
See that, like, Collateral Beauty, I was bummed out because, like, I liked the idea of it, and the trailer made it look like one of those movies that will just end up being kind of ham-fisted and hallmarky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. It did feel very,
Like, this is a little too sentimental, I think.
Yeah, a little bit. And then, like, there's another movie that I was really hoping would do well, but it's just faring very poorly with the critics. I'm still going to watch this film. Passengers? Yeah, I want to see it.
Tell me when you go. Cause, see, the thing is, like, I'm more interested in it now. Because I
now that it's not doing well.
Well, because I want to see why. Because there was something about this movie that I didn't... Something didn't look like it was going to end up good to me when we watched the trailer. And, like, Chris Pratt and J-Law together is like it's like a mathematical combination, and I just don't... I don't think I wanted to see them in a movie together, especially a movie set on a spaceship.
Perhaps.
So I'm curious as to what it's like.
Well, we're talking about Passengers, guys, with Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt. I just want to see Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt act together.
I'm curious about it, but
I feel like they'd be great together.
I kind of don't.
Why not?
I don't know. I feel like they both have a lot of charisma and they both have a lot of charm, and for some reason I can't picture it between the two of them. You know, it's like, I feel like it's a match that should work, but ultimately won't for some reason.
Well, I think we might see Jennifer Lawrence's ass in this film.
I mean, that's cool, but that's not...
It's PG-13 for sexuality and nudity as its top two concerns of why it's PG-13.
Maybe we'll see Chris Pratt's ass.
Yeah, well, either way, I'm going to be satisfied.
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, I would look at Chris Pratt.
Maybe we'll see Chris Pratt's
Freeze all motor functions.
Gregory. Chris Pratt's dick is what I was trying to say this whole time.
Yeah, I would love to see Chris Pratt's penis in a PG-13 sci-fi drama.
And how we do our live streams for movie news is we talk about movie news briefly, and then we go and look at the comments some more.
Somebody just wrote in YouTube, Jason Bourne was a good movie! And,
that's amazing.
Shout out to you, because I agree with you.
All right, I'm looking at YouNow right now.
Somebody says I Am Legend and Men in Black are their best for Will Smith. But those aren't dramas.
Okay. Arnest fan says, what do you guys think? Was Will Smith going down a downward spiral? Is he the next Nick Cage? I don't think he's the next Nicolas Cage at all. I feel like... No, he just had Suicide Squad this year, and Suicide Squad did fantastic at the box office. Despite what you might think about the movie itself, it still really performed incredibly well.
See, Will Smith seems like he seems still very invested in his career. Like, he's making choices and stuff like that. I feel like Nick Cage has just sort of embraced just bouncing from one movie to the next, doing his Nick Cage parody. You know,
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like Nick Cage cares as much as Will Smith does. I still get the sense that Will Smith wants to do good movies.
I feel like Will Smith still tries.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, even that Collateral Beauty thing, he looked really depressed. It looked like he was trying to be sincere and real.
I think what you said is probably the truest. Is like, I think he always brings his A game, and I think he just doesn't pick them right. You know?
Yeah, perhaps. Hey, guys on YouNow. I want to tell you guys on YouNow that this YouNow thing is growing, and it's awesome to see that, you know, every time we hit number one on movies, because I think we're the only one on YouNow who does movies. So it's so cool to see all you guys here and to have everyone here from YouNow chiming in, donating. You guys are all great.
This is Katana. She's got my back.
Okay, so, and the other box office thing I want to talk about is Rogue One. Rogue One has made $155 million at the box office this weekend, meaning Star Wars is definitely here to stay.
And I mean, there was literally no way this wasn't going to happen. But hey, I'm glad for them. It's a terrific movie.
I mean, people were like doubting like, I mean, we're not going to do any spoilers for it. People were kind of doubting that it wouldn't just do as well as like they thought because like, well, there's no famous characters in it. That's why they were showing Darth Vader in the trailers because they were like, we need Darth Vader to be the presence so we can try to sell it.
I don't believe that. I guess I get the arguments on paper, but it's Star Wars and it's the first Star Wars spinoff. Like everyone's gonna check that out, you know?
Perhaps. It's
still like Star Wars just came back and Force Awakens did really well, and now it's a new Star Wars movie so soon. Like it's Star Wars is beloved enough that people just check it out because it's Star Wars.
That's true.
I still think that that's absolutely true. You know?
Hey, and everyone on YouNow who donates, thank you guys. Right now, John and I, we met with our friend from Movie Source, Andrew. His cousin, Jason, is an audio engineer, and he was telling us like what equipment we should get to make better live streaming services. So whatever bars you guys donate today in YouNow, a lot of that is going to purchasing that when the YouNow check comes in to be able to upgrade our live stream equipment so we can have better audio. Hey, I don't vape just because I'm trying to look cool. I just like vaping, Brennan, why is everyone everyone I meet is just so anti. Everyone's so anti-vape these days. Everyone I meet, oh, you vape?
Yeah,
like, what's the big fucking deal?
Because vaping is
vaping. Yeah, whatever.
But you don't vape obnoxiously. Like you're not one of those dudes who's like with like a big giant apparatus and like blowing just plumes of smoke all over your...
When I vape, I also turn away from the person I'm talking to and I like blow it the other way.
You vape like
some people just vape and look at you. It's not on. Oh.
Yeah, that's awkward. You're staring at me while you're sucking on something.
Yeah, right. This is weird.
Which is like sucking on something is an activity you have to think about, and so like.
Greg, do you circles? What the hell does that mean?
Oh, he wants you to blow smoke rings.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, I thought you meant.
Yeah. You noticed the new
chair.
The new chair. Hashtag circles.
Oh, whoa! We just got a couple of more bars.
Hell yeah!
Artist fan, thank you for helping contribute to our goals here.
Yeah,
we just want to provide better quality for y'all.
We're thinking of making this a regular thing, and if it's going to be a regular thing, it deserves some production value.
And because we also like it when people come onto the channel, and when people come on, we want to make sure it's like we look like a little bit more legit of a channel instead of just a laptop.
Shout out to your friend Colin who vapes then.
Okay, Colin, you're a great guy.
So you vape like a smoker. You don't vape like a vapor. That's why. That's why it's all right.
Julian Pena used to live in California.
Which part?
Which part of California did you live in? And Disney Marvel fan, yeah, we are going to be back on the Schmodown. We actually just got nominated for some Schmodown award as like best something team competition or something.
Oh yeah, do we win? Wait, we won?
I don't know if we didn't. Oh. They weren't announced yet, but we are nominated.
Hell yeah,
we are nominated.
That was an honor. That was so cool.
Hey, did you guys know about this news? So John, you man those questions, and I'll man this question. The you now questions.
Right now on YouTube, everyone just wants to know what we thought of the movie Snowden. Like multiple people are like, please review Snowden.
George H to 50 bars. Thank you, George. Is it Harris? Hardis? George, 50 bars, that's enough to, like, support, like 3 families in Africa right now. But more importantly, it's going to help us get some microphones to do this live stream.
It's going to help us help you feel a little bit better getting through the day.
So, did you guys hear about this news? David Bowie was considered for the Gandalf role in Lord of the Rings, says the casting director. I'm really glad that didn't happen.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been distracting in a way. I feel like I would have been having like a labyrinth flashback while I was watching Lord of the Rings.
I would have been okay though if NSYNC was an Attack of the Clones like George Lucas originally wanted.
Yeah,
that would have been okay.
Especially as like a Cantina boy band and like a tribute moment, like that'd be perfect.
Hey, Big Balls 2 says Gandalf the gay. I wonder why he says that.
John, stop talking.
Ian McKellen is known to be like the straightest guy in the world, actually.
Yeah, he's so straight.
Hey, Matthew Medusa 2 says, watching you guys brightens my soul.
Oh,
Matthew,
thank you so
reading
much.
comments like that brightens our soul. And we don't have that bright of a soul. John and I live in dark, turmoil times.
We do.
All right? We live in We live in Los Angeles, California, where it's all drugs and debauchery and depression everywhere you look. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
It's like a Todd Solondz movie.
So, yeah, I really do appreciate you showing us some love, my friend.
Oh, someone thinks I'm gay.
John is gay.
Maybe.
John could be gay. John would be a great gay guy.
Gay guys do like me.
I'm really good with having gay friends.
Greg, do you watch porn? The YouTube questions are getting raunchy.
Someone asked if Greg watches porn.
Yeah, Tommy Wiseau asked that, the guy who made The Room, and I have a sneaking suspicion it's not.
Okay, look, I'll tell you guys something. I don't watch porn, and the rare times I do, I used to watch porn. I'll be honest about that. I used to watch a lot of porn, but
Dude,
I don't know. I've felt a lot of experiences in like quitting porn, and like it started off with like just talking about it, about wanting to like maybe I should not watch porn anymore. And then I went in, and then I like saw some TED Talks, and I started reading some articles online. And there's like this big Reddit thing about people who are quitting porn. And I do notice a big shift in my life whenever I'm not watching porn. I haven't seen porn for like quite a while now.
You feel better
and I do actually feel better when I'm not watching it. I feel like I'm sharper. I can focus better. I feel like I'm more comfortable talking with women in general, honestly.
That hillbilly beard.
Oh, man, people are mean on YouTube.
People are mean on you. Bradley...
only the people on YOUNOW are nice.
Bradley and Tommy Wiseau want everyone to know in all caps that I like anal. Everyone spread the word. So yeah, spread that word if you like. Anal's actually just not my jam, but...
Roger Esker 13 says, what did you guys think of Andrew Garfield's return with Hacksaw Ridge? I think it's awesome that Andrew Garfield has a Golden Globe nod for it, and Hacksaw Ridge did really well. Silence is getting amazing, amazing reviews right now. I'm just really happy because, Tobey Maguire hasn't had anything after Spider-Man that has been, something to really capitalize on. Like, the one thing I saw that Tobey Maguire did was a movie called Brothers, and I thought he was amazing in that movie. But the movie, no one really saw that film. So it's really cool that Andrew Garfield, despite all the Spider-Man shit that he had to go through after Amazing Spider-Man 3 got canned, that he's able to come back into an art form that he's probably better suited for.
Yeah, honestly. And I mean, it's cool because it's cool to see him go back to that kind of stuff, especially because my first introduction to him, I think, was in that Terry Gilliam movie.
Yeah.
So he came out of Stranger Things for me. But I liked his Spider-Man,
And Tobey Maguire, yeah, okay. Who Mother Medusa 2 pointed out that Tobey Maguire was in The Great Gatsby, but no one thinks Tobey Maguire when you think of The Great Gatsby. You think of crazy Baz Luhrmann and DiCaprio being cool.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Tobey Maguire in that movie, but it wasn't enough of a success to be like, Tobey Maguire got one,
Okay.
I think he's really, really funny on The Spoils of Babylon, though, which, again, wasn't, a big thing, but it was, an IFC series that he's the lead in that Will Ferrell and Adam McKay produced, and, he's hilarious.
Well, I'm pretty sure Tobey Maguire was the highest paid actor to ever be in Spider-Man.
Totally.
For Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3, so I'm pretty sure he's going to be all right. I'm sure Tobey Maguire is fine, and he's not worried too much. And what matters most, too, is Tobey Maguire will always have the stamp as the first movie Spider-Man, And that's something that's awesome. Toby, Artist fan says Toby is the new Brendan Fraser. See that? I can see that happening.
Poor Brendan Fraser.
Let's move on to the next story that we have bookmarked here. There's this movie that Warner Brothers has called Geostorm. It's a Gerard Butler film about a man who goes into space in order to prevent climate-controlling satellites from creating a man-made storm of epic proportions. And there's also a subplot involving an assassination attempt on the president of the United States. But now they're going through crazy reshoots with a new director, the guy who directed the Stallone Judge Dredd, and they're adding in so much stuff. So it sounds like it's just going to be this film's been on the shelf for I think about 2 years now.
Yeah.
And I just don't know why they still have faith in this thing, as if it's actually going to successfully go somewhere,
Yeah, I just don't feel like this film can possibly be good now, and I feel like once you get into this situation, you should go back to your first cut and just release whatever feels the most like it's what you shot the first time.
Yeah.
Because Gerard Butler, man, I feel so bad because I like him, But this sounds like some shit Gerard Butler would wind up involved in.
True.
You know?
True. Hey, the Brendan V says about time for an action movie about the climate change. It's called Interstellar.
Yeah, that. And also there's one that's like a horror movie.
What movie?
I don't remember. It came out around the same time that Flight of the Living Dead came out. That's all I know.
Oh, you're thinking of Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
That is not.
That's all about climate change.
I'm thinking about.
Hey, okay. Michael A. is like desperate on YOUNOW to hear our thoughts about Logan. Okay.
Oh, dude, Logan looks amazing.
I've heard Logan is the best X-Men movie for everyone who I know who's seen it. Heard it's amazing.
Which one? X-Men Origins?
No, Logan.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
No, X-Men Origins is the second best.
Yeah.
Right after Logan.
Yeah. And top 3, with
I just think X-Men Origins is very underrated,
Yeah, definitely.
X-Men Origins was, I thought it was a very monumental film in the X-Men franchise, and it's too bad more people don't appreciate it.
Yeah, that scene where he fucks up the old people's bathroom, I got some real good chuckles out of it. It's great.
It wasn't funny. I was moved.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And that old man died?
Yeah, he did.
Everyone knows that guy's name.
Jacket.
Yeah.
That's how he got the jacket. We didn't need to know where he got it from.
The Brendan V says Day After Tomorrow was the climate change movie.
It was, yeah.
You know what? We're on this Geostorm film with Gerard Butler. Let's talk about Gerard Butler for a second. I'm Gerard Butler. Every time I talk, my face is over here.
It's not a secret that we touch each other at night. We do that.
Well, Gerard Butler is...
Gerard Butler.
I couldn't tell whether or not this guy would have a thriving career after 300. It was difficult to tell, because 300 is a very specific film. Yeah, he has all the quotes and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know if we want to see him do anything else. And he's tried other things. Olympus Has Fallen was well received. I don't really like that film.
I liked his parts in it, though. Like the thing about Gerard Butler for me is, I like him, and I think he's got a lot of charm, oddly enough. But it seems like he's a guy who's kind of has a bad choice in movies.
Yeah, his films are either not well received or do poorly at the box office.
It's like 90s style action shit, Olympus Has Fallen kind of felt like that to me, or Gamer, like those sort of pulpy action flicks, or strange romantic comedies.
I mean, Daniel A. pointed out Law Abiding Citizen, which I did think he was really cool in. The film itself wasn't that well received. It didn't make that much money, and that's my point with Gerard Butler's.
He hasn't been in a whole lot of good films.
300 and Olympus Has Fallen have seemed to be his only 2 hits he's ever had.
Yeah.
Like the ones that have done really well. And there was a time where he was doing a lot of romantic comedies. He was in 27 Dresses, The Bounty Hunter, P.S. I Love You. And it was like, why are you the rom-com lead now?
Yeah, it seemed like they tried to put him into the Hollywood leading man mold, and I'm like, I don't think that's where Gerard Butler belongs.
You know where I think...
I don't think that's where his skills are best suited.
You know where I think it might have gone wrong for Gerard Butler? He never stayed anywhere near as cut as he was in 300, and I feel like that might have worked against him.
Well, and he was also the buffest dude ever in that movie. That was the first time where we were like, holy shit, actors got buff.
Yeah, but Gerard Butler, it wasn't long after that where, he's still strong, still built,
muscular,
but he's not cut. He's not super fucking shredded.
You're saying he needed a t-shirt scene in every Marvel movie where they take the shirt off and you're like, wow.
I feel like when actors come onto the scene and become famous for stuff like that, it's hard for them to still maintain a career if they don't keep up that kind of sexy image sometimes. Matthew McConaughey's still incredibly talented.
Yeah.
But he's also still super sexy buff.
Yeah, he is.
And
he's got that.
He's never lost that. He's never lost that.
I can see Gerard Butler one day scoring a Matthew McConaughey turnaround if he plays his cards right.
Right.
Just come back and randomly do a terrific movie.
He needs a terrific movie.
He does.
I think he deserves it. I think he's a good actor.
Gerard Butler.
I don't think he can do American accents, though.
No, he cannot.
He can't do. He just can't. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I'm a law-abiding citizen. What else is on here? Okay, let's go to some questions here. Knock knock. Hey, Zendara Brower says, "Where's Hancock 2 and Incredibles 2?"
Hancock 2 is probably stuck in the lack of success for Hancock 1.
Well, Hancock 1 was a major success.
It made huge money?
It made
I remember
huge money.
I just remember people arguing about it.
It didn't get great reviews.
Yeah.
And people were not happy with the finale.
Yeah.
But it was still like a major. It still made a shit ton of money. And I like the first half of Hancock a lot more than the last half of Hancock.
I do too, but I sort of feel like because Hancock was such an uneven movie and it did disappoint, like it has a disappointment tied to it, and I feel like that could have been enough to hold up the production on that, to not be like, let's rush back, because, there is that association attached to the first Hancock in a very strong way.
True.
I wish they would make a Hancock 2 if they could make it work, but that's the thing is, like, even me thinking about it now, I'm like, I don't know if they could. Mist. Love the Mist.
Okay, so the next story. There's Gus Van Sant film starring Joaquin Phoenix called "Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot," where Joaquin Phoenix is playing John Callahan, a cartoonist who made controversial, macabre subjects. I didn't know the word macabre. Macabre. And Jonah Hill and Rooney Mara are expected to co-star in the film with him. Jonah Hill, it's interesting what the career Jonah Hill has, because it is at the point with me with Jonah Hill where if he's in a drama, it doesn't weird me out.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
He seems to be like the one guy who can walk back and forth across the line.
To an extreme comedy. To, he's in a drama. I can accept that.
And then he'll do a movie like War Dogs where it's like, it's kind of both.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm glad that he's able to do that. And it's weird because it was weird in the movie where he and James Franco both did it.
Yeah,
but
they've done a lot of comedy shit together. So it's kind of weird to see them do that.
It's like if you saw two class clowns doing Shakespeare, this is not weird though, But that's gonna be my Joaquin Phoenix is my left foot.
I hope so.
Yeah, this is gonna be his.
I mean, Joaquin Phoenix sounds. I hear Joaquin Phoenix is a total weirdo on set.
Yeah, that's what
I've heard he's a weird fella. But I've loved him ever since Walk the Line.
Yeah, I've always been compelled by him. I lost interest during the I'm Still Here days, but he's always compelling to me, and he's always supernatural.
I feel like I'm Still Here would have been great if he was more famous, and then he did that.
Yeah.
If he was more like a monumental stature,
yeah,
won an Oscar or something. Because he's never won an Oscar.
Really?
No, he got gypped for Walk the Line. He didn't even get nominated.
Oh, I remember you were mad about that.
I was very mad about that.
That was the year that Capote won.
Fuck Capote.
Yeah, I like that movie.
It's all about cash.
It's all about
the Johnny the Cash.
Cold, hard Johnson Cash.
Are you excited to see why him? George H. asks. No. I'm pretty bummed that that's what Bryan Cranston and fucking James Franco come together for. It's just too bad, man. I mean, James Franco and Bryan Cranston could have made an awesome drama together. Yeah. And here he is doing this Malcolm in the Middle kind of comedy.
Yeah, man. I'm because I struggle with James Franco right now. Because I only really lose him into really comedic roles.
You just can't tell when he cares.
Yeah, exactly. And I would have been really psyched to see them do a drama together, or do something that was more on the serious edge. Because this just looks like they didn't need to be in this. Neither of them. We could have done this comedy with two other actors.
Yeah.
I
don't know. It might be fun. Are there any reviews out for it yet? It looks like one of those movies where they won't put out reviews until the day of.
I mean, I imagine it'll be. No, I think it's got a 44 right now.
What? Why him has a 44?
Yeah, I feel like it would be still any number of those comedies to me is usually amusing a little bit, And especially if I like the people involved. It just looks
annoying. It's got 41.
Okay.
Oh, but it's from John Hamburg. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's the guy who did I Love You, Man.
Oh.
It might be all right then. I loved I Love You, Man.
I loved I Love You, Man, too. And that movie didn't get a tremendous tomato meter score.
No, definitely not. 41%. Yeah.
Are we excited for Annabelle 2? Kind of.
What movie?
Annabelle 2, the one that the Lights Out guy's doing.
I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah, I hope he can do for Ouija what Ouija 2 did for Annabelle. Like,
Roger Esker 13 wants to know the best Rogen Goldberg crew movie. I would have to say, I think Superbad is their best.
I think, yeah, because Superbad has like a really kind of heartfelt magic.
I feel like
to me.
Superbad's the one that could really stand the test of time.
Well, and Superbad, yeah, because like that movie, that script, didn't that exist like when they were still teenagers?
Yeah.
They wrote that, started writing that. So like, yeah, it has all of that richness, in it. Yeah, I would definitely say. Like the rest are really fun and they're good additions to that catalog, but Superbad, like, that movie's attached to a time in my life. Like,
and This Is the End is a very special film too.
It's certainly unique.
I think it's special. Like, it's the first time they managed to do that. Like, get a bunch of actors to play themselves and like really do celebrity satire to an full extent, and they honor the apocalyptic genre.
Yeah, like James Franco and Seth Rogen, that whole crew, like they have managed to come into the film landscape and like set up a thing, like to leave an impact. Like they've had an impact.
And I think Green Hornet's a little underrated.
I want to see that. Like
I think Green Hornet's a little underrated. Little.
I'm sure. Like I'm sure I'll get why the response was so Luke, but like it's Michel Gondry, like. Yeah,
and I thought there was like cool action in it, and Seth Rogen. Like the biggest complaint I saw was how like Seth Rogen is the Green Hornet, and he's not really like a hero in it.
Yeah.
He's kind of an asshole who makes bad decisions all the time. But I thought that was funny. I thought it made fun of the fact that like. With the show The Green Hornet, no one gave a fuck about the Green Hornet. It was all about Kato. It was all about Bruce Lee. Like that's what people wanted. And I think in Hong Kong they called it the Kato Show. So, like, I don't think that it was a bad choice to make the Green Hornet character kind of a shitty dude.
Yeah.
But make Kato still awesome, because when the movie was done, people were like, "Yeah, Green Hornet sucks, but Kato was really cool in the film." And I'm like, I thought they were capitalizing on that and making fun of that.
Yeah. That's what it's. I mean, that sounds reasonable to me.
I thought it was cool.
We gotta watch it. Let's watch it. I want to watch it. I want to see it.
I am Noah Flores asked if I'd like to see a Neighbors 3. Yeah, Neighbors 2 was one of the best comedies I saw all year, and I was really delightfully surprised, especially for a sequel with a very specific kind of premise. The first one. Give us something very familiar, but add freshness to it. I thought was great, and I loved how Neighbors 2 got even more, got more of its like sociological point of views and perspectives in the world on it. So yeah, top YOUNOW Spurs Purdy Evans with one red crown is here. What is a red crown? What's a red crown, people?
Sounds like some Game of Thrones shit right now.
Isaiah Hort says, we're very funny.
Oh, thank you.
Are we really?
I don't know. It's subjective.
I mean, I'm honestly feeling like a little bit off today. Like hazy.
A little off most days.
John and I went to this show last night. What was it called?
Blood Alley.
Blood Alley at Zombie Joe's in North Hollywood. And I had no idea what this was. I had no fucking clue. I just went with John. I thought it was going to be like some play we were about to watch. But then it was like this theater where a lot of the rows are on one side, but then people are also sitting on the on chairs on the floor, and then the
it is like a rectangle.
Yeah.
That just has like a riser
are revolved around.
Yeah, it's like theater of the square.
And it was like a bunch of vignettes of like horror themes that are taking place on Christmas and New Year's.
Like holidays, yeah.
And it was really creepy.
It was really creepy and disconcerting and avant-garde in a weird way.
I didn't know that they do shows like that where that much nudity goes on.
This is this one was actually
a lot of just flat out, completely naked people, like guys and girls. Yeah.
This was a lot more sexual than I went to Urban Death back in the day, which is like their flagship horror show, and that one's actually is a lot more like unsettling and scary and uncomfortable than this. Like this one had like a black humor throughout. But yeah, I was not expecting it to be so bare.
Yeah, there was like a lot of nudity, a lot of dicks, ass, vagina, boobs. It was all there.
Well, and I kind of love experiences like that because it is like when you find yourself watching a show like that, like it is unique. You remember this experience. If it's not like the kind of thing you're at all the time, I always really relish those.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this is completely different than what I'm used to. So fun. Let's do that.
Yeah, it was fun. I'm definitely not going to forget that.
I love that kind of stuff.
I'm not going to forget all the nudity either. A lot of great nudity there. A lot of wonderful nudity. I mean, those guys who got naked are very fortunate to have like rather big penises too.
I'm sure.
Because if you're gonna get naked and show your dick, you don't want to have a small penis.
I don't think like if we were more comfortable with male nudity in general, I don't think we'd care so much.
I'm definitely a grower, not a shower.
Really?
Oh, when I'm hard, I think I look great. I think I look amazing.
Thank you, Sammy.
Hey, we got a cool question, Hill.
Hill?
Do you have any ideas for the last MCU or DCEU movie? Yes, the last
one.
The last MCU movie should be The Punisher Kills the Marvel Universe. That should be, and then the DCEU movie should be Deadpool Kills the DC Universe.
Wait, Deadpool's Marvel though.
I know. That's what'll make it work.
Oh, that's what'll make it work.
They're not necessarily Marvel, they're Fox. I would love it if DC was like, I know how to get back at Marvel Studios. We'll work with Fox on their movies. We'll bring the Fantastic Four and X-Men and all them into the DC.
We'll even bring Sony into the mix.
Oh, that would be crazy though. Yeah. If Warner Brothers was like, let's work with Fox and get the rights.
That would be nutty.
Hell will break loose in movie studios.
A weird showdown at the OK Corral of superhero movies.
What do we got here?
Stan Lee movie. If you did the last MCU movie as like a weird meta like fantasy about like it's a biopic of Stan Lee that has like a superhero movie inside of it, that could be funny.
Well, that is what they're doing. They're developing a Stan Lee biopic right now that is supposed to be like that.
Is he gonna have a cameo?
I'm not sure. Eamon B, you want a guest. What does that mean to guest? What does that mean to guest? I still don't understand some YOUNOW terminology, guys. Any questions on YouTube?
Let me see. Blade kills me.
More movie news will come in tomorrow. And this is news, apparently. John put it best. News that there will not be news. Captain Marvel director won't be announced until 2017. I know exactly who should direct Captain Marvel. Denis Villeneuve.
That could be cool.
Denis Villeneuve. I think he would. That's not his name. I think he would create the best superhero film.
I feel like he could make a good superhero movie.
Julian,
if they let him do his thing.
Julian Pena said, I found this channel after seeing Greg doing some monologue on the street, and now he's following me here. And yeah, I do monologues on the street. The next person who donates bars, I'm going to improvise a poem for you to show you my kind of monologues.
Psychopath asks if we listen to Rob Zombie and watch his movies. We do watch the Rob Zombie movies. We did a whole review of 31 for our Halloween segment, so go back and find that. I'm a huge Rob Zombie fan.
What does it mean to guess someone? I don't get how that works. Like, they would be in the chat with us?
I guess.
Next person to donate bars gets an improvised poem from John and I.
Okay.
That's what we give, because we're a movie channel. And that's what we do. Phoenix Green Group wants to see, will we live long enough to see The Walking Dead end? We'll live long enough to watch The Walking Dead begin in real life.
That's also true.
That's exciting. You know, I'm ready for the apocalypse.
No, you're not.
I'm ready for the apocalypse.
Oh, how?
Come on, we don't have to worry about money.
True, yeah.
Gosh, we don't have to worry about all these other things. We just have to worry about taking care of one another and surviving. And we give exchange. I don't know. We'll probably go back to the days of like the medieval times.
We'll barter with food and goods.
We'll trade our women. Trade our women and children and serve the boys to the White Walkers.
We will pillage.
Yeah. Cast Aura. What question? Weird question. Do you plan on dyeing your hair?
Me or you?
I will never dye my hair.
Oh, I'll tell you. Yeah. I mean, this used to be like a blue, and now it's this coral thing. Somebody says, "What's up?" Julian Salinas says, "What's up, Greg? You make Tyrone cry."
I love making Tyrone cry.
Yeah.
I think Tyrone's a little baby.
Aww.
I want all you guys to comment on Tyrone's next video that Greg says you're a baby. You're a pussy. Tyrone's a big, fat, capital P ussy. Tell him that I said that.
Random
And
rookies.
he won't return my calls, and it's upsetting me.
Random Rookies on YouTube asks, "Do y'all have a problem with Justice League 2 being pushed back, making way for movies like Gotham City Sirens and Deadshot?"
What?
Do we have a problem with them pushing back Justice League 2 for Gotham City Sirens and Deadshot and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Why?
Because all I want is to see them all together. I don't care for these standalone films. I don't care to just see all these other characters first, and then you bring them together in one awesome movie. I think we should...
I don't care for anticipation.
I don't care for
and build-up and
anticipation.
context.
Yeah, fuck that.
Stakes?
I'd say
What is that?
Shove them all into one movie and just throw in some expositional backstory so we know who they are. Let's get on this adventure together, people. I think DC knows exactly. Never change.
I'm sort of both. I do and I don't have a problem with them pushing it back, because, like, on the one hand, I'm like, yeah, it seems weird to make your second big group movie right after the first big group movie. But at the same time, I'm like, why are you pushing it out of the way for Deadshot and Gotham City Sirens?
Well, because, A, Will Smith probably is like, I won't do a Suicide Squad 2 unless I get my own Deadshot spin-off movie.
Yeah, he's that's his insurance.
Yeah, I bet that's what Will Smith said. I know Will Smith.
I believe that.
I know Big Willie. He tends to be that way.
200%.
He tends to be that way.
It's Big Willie style. It's named
And, you
after
know, they don't want to lose David Ayer. He gave us the wonderful masterpiece of Suicide Squad.
best.
And he also gave us that one, he gave us Sabotage. He gave us Street Kings.
Hey man, maybe they'll give him like 12 weeks to write the next one, and it'll be 2 times as good as the original Suicide Squad.
Phoenix Grieger, do you guys watch Fear the Walking Dead? No. I liked the first season for the most part. I liked like the last 3 episodes for sure. The second season, I couldn't finish it, man. I just couldn't finish it. It's too. And then I realized it just got to the point where yeah, you're just trying to fill the time until the actual good show comes around. And I could wait instead of watching this and ruining The Walking Dead for me.
A friend of mine described Fear the Walking Dead as the show you watch because you watch The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And when I saw the first few episodes, and I kind of felt that way, I was like, there is stuff that's cool about it when you're watching it, but none of that really stuck with me. And, every episode felt like it was just about to get cool, and then it would end. And I don't know, I just didn't feel the desire to keep going. It's a bummer, because I like a lot of the people involved.
Our friend... Oh! Sold the boss. You're going to get your poem in a second.
Oh!
There was we had a friend on the show named Lorenzo, who's not on the show, but now he's on, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as a big reoccurring character. I think he's, Ghost Rider's brother.
Oh, damn.
Dude in a wheelchair.
That's cool.
Yeah. And,
another friend of mine, Mark Kelly, is on Fear the Walking Dead, who I've worked with a couple of times.
They're not our friends anymore now that they've been on that show.
Well, I want to see the show because of that. I want to see their work, but, keeping up with the storyline, I don't just want to skip ahead to get there. So, keeping up with stories is tough now, and you have to choose. There's so much TV that you have to choose, and when you don't get to watch much TV, you gotta be selective. It's
man.
The way if I'm
too
gonna
much,
chill out.
There's too much TV out there. You gotta be careful with what you're watching.
Everyone on YouTube is saying Mads Mikkelsen as the Joker, and you know what? I don't think so.
I don't want to see him play another villain.
Yeah, I mean, I think he could do it, but I'm it's another one of those things happened with Bryan Cranston or Idris Elba, where it's we like somebody, and then it's we gotta put him in everything cool. Because they would be good at it, but honestly, I want to see him do something.
It's like
else
saying make
now.
Javier Bardem the Joker.
Yeah.
Christoph Waltz the Joker.
Yeah, exactly. I'm I like those guys too, but now let's see what else they do.
Yeah.
Because I get it.
Look, Kyle H is asking this question a lot. Have you seen Hell or High Water? Not yet, but I think it's on HBO now, so I think I'm going to go watch it. I really want to watch this before the Oscars roll around, because I hear that's going to be a pretty big contender. I hear it's awesome.
I didn't know much about it, but I've heard it's terrific. So
Okay, Sold the Boss. Here we go. I once met a fan named Sold the Boss. He once sold a loss of 100 bars. Had to sell his cars. He couldn't go very far because he wanted to donate to the real rejects. Something these rejects will never forget. And something that they will never regret because they gladly accepted his bars. And they said, John, you take over the poem for Soul the Boss.
no, I'm like your beatnik.
We're not beating it. No, you go.
And the bars grew into a great gold kingdom. El Dorado. The Road 2. That's another movie that you can get on VHS. Golden nuggets of
All right,
wisdom.
well, no.
It's like
Sold the Boss, donate to the bars, and we're going to give him a proper poem.
I can like write down in real time and then read it out loud. I'm not going to just like freestyle rapping a
Sold
poem.
the Boss likes to floss, no matter the cost of his gums bleeding, no matter how much he's grieving. He'll let those gums bleed until he needs to clean his teeth. Because Soul the Boss is... Oh, I got one. Soul the Boss. I'm Rachel, you're my Ross.
Ooh.
Boom. And can't get better than that.
Ross Geller.
Can't get better than that, people.
Cannot.
You know that's the best one. That's the best run. There you go. There you go. See, I can rickety rhyme your names.
John writes poems like he has Tourette's. That's the first time we've tried that. It's hard.
And Soul the Boss, we do have I have an Instagram at the Greg Alba. He has at Reasons to Jerry. And my alarm went off.
Tarantino movie.
Favorite Tarantino movie? I would have to say Kill Bill or Django. I love them all. Don't worry. I think they're all great. Okay, before you.
What about?
Yeah. Before you start saying that shit. No, I like them all already. But I would have to say Django or Kill Bill. I like his hero tales.
Yeah, I do too.
I do like his hero tales. Like I know, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, tend to be the go-to ones. But that one, Django, is the most moving one to me naturally. Mm-hmm. Like that's the one that surprisingly I feel really good when I'm done with the film.
Yeah, well, and that's a really visceral movie. Because as you know, there's a big debate about that movie and about how problematic it might be. But when I watch that movie, I'm enthralled by that movie.
Yeah,
I saw that twice at the New Bev.
And by the time it gets to the end, where Django rises to succeeding in his revenge and rescuing his lady, that's awesome. It feels great, and there's so much in that film. It's an epic. What is it, 3 hours or something? It's an epic.
It's 2 hours and 45 minutes.
It's a long movie, but it's epic. It starts off as a slave and it grows into ultimate bounty hunter, and it's awesome.
Fully realized man, and I mean there is so many moments of greatness in that movie, and that's to me that's still my favorite DiCaprio performance I think ever. Calvin Candy is a villain of another level.
Not The Beach.
The Beach is a close second.
Not
Danny Boyle. All about Danny Boyle. No, good beard though. Good beard work.
And Kill Bill to me is definitely his most stylistic film he's ever done, and it's also my favorite female action lead I've ever seen on screen. So I would definitely say those two are my favorite. Kill Bill, it's weird to say. I used to just say Kill Bill because that's probably the film I've watched the most out of all of his films. Uh-huh. I've seen Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction a shit ton of times as well, and Jackie Brown a lot actually. I've seen Death Proof probably 3 times. I
don't know how to choose one. The problem is every time I try to choose one, a case comes back up for one of the others.
Yeah, because they all have their different. They all have their different things about them. They all have their Tarantino touch, but they're all different.
Right now, I might even say Hateful Eight, just because I really liked it in a particular. I don't know.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I am from Switzerland. Steve L says, "I am from Switzerland. My whole family, big fan of your videos, and I saw you in Swiss Film Festival. Please at least react any Southern Indian Tamil movies. Like what? Send it to us on Facebook. Dylan Gamer says Ghost Rider versus Spawn. Who wins? Spawn. Spawn, easily. Brendan V, Batman or Zorro? Batman. What? Zorro has a sword and a horse. Batman just drives his Batmobile through them and they're dead.
Yeah, that would be unless it was like a more time-appropriate version of Batman where they're more evenly matched for the time that they're in. But like, if Batman's got gadgets and shit, it's over.
Phoenix Greenberger says, will there be another Finding Nemo spinoff? Finding Marlin.
Yeah, sure.
You don't think so?
Probably.
Come on, it'd be funny. Albert Brooks, maybe he starts seeing like some fish therapist.
Oh man, that would be great. Make it like analyze fish.
Yeah, exactly. I think it'd be really funny because Marlin has like, he doubts a lot. He's skeptical. He has this like constant fear. He's a terrified guy who gets being put in these like dangerous adventures, and it's like, dude, by this point you shouldn't be such a scaredy cat anymore. And so it's like I want to find out why Marlin is the way he is. Same for Marlin, right?
Yeah, I want an origin story from Marlin.
Yeah, before Nemo, before Dory.
The secret of the title is that Marlin is really finding himself.
It should be a grieving story of Marlin getting over his dead wife.
Just make it a drama. Make it like one of those disease dramas.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
Pick the best when there's a dead wife at the
They break you. Those movies break
Those
you.
are the ones that really get you.
Will Hugh Jackman die in Logan?
Julian Pena 81. Oh, well, Hugh Jackman died. Michael A. only wants to talk about Logan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's going to die. I promise you. I promise you he will die. Julian Pena 81604. The difference between any movie reviewers and you guys is that watching you feels like talking with friends about movies.
Oh, that's exactly what we hoped for.
What do you mean? Guys, I feel like Jeremy Johns is more like what it's like talking with my friends. My friends are always right up here talking in my face and putting their hands up here when they express.
And they all like move around in my plane of vision. It's weird.
And some of them are just like Chris Stuckman, who are very calm and reserved, but they're very articulate and eloquent in their speaking.
But we'll crack the occasional restrained joke.
Yeah, but most of my friends really think about what they're going to say before they speak.
Most of my friends are scripted.
Or, a lot of them are like, John Flickster. They just get up in my face. They're like, hi, I'm going to talk to you about Rogue One. Rogue One, here it is. And then they flex. That's just the way. I think Flickster and Jeremy Johns and Stuckman, they're more like the ones you feel like you're just hanging out with. We got to end this soon, guys, because John has to go to a show with his family because he loves them and all that shit.
It's the holidays.
So
somebody asked what this shirt is, and I'm an art nerd. This is I believe called Breathing Architecture. It's a piece by a guy called Alex Pardee with 2 E's on the end. He's a member of Zero Friends, and they're awesome. And he did a bunch of designs for Sucker Punch.
My favorite Tarantino movie is actually the scene with Benicio del Toro and Clive Owen in Sin City.
My favorite Tarantino film is his episode of CSI.
Ooh.
Out of the box choice there.
Oh. Well, let's hear it. This is Movie Fights. Let's hear your argument.
Or his Conan episode. I don't know which one was better.
He didn't write for Conan.
Well, didn't he direct? He directed somebody. Oh, it was Jimmy Kimmel or somebody. He directed an episode of somebody's late night talk show.
Awesome Gotham gave us 100 likes.
Oh, hooray!
Dude, I think that way about what rhymes likes? Dykes?
Spikes.
Spikes.
Bikes.
Strikes.
Strikes. Tykes, like toys or small children.
Pike.
Yeah, Pike.
Like Captain Pike.
Or the stick that you would put a head on.
Or, yeah, there's that too.
It's a pike.
And we'll just take 1 or 2 more questions and we're going to go. Michael A., favorite Scorsese movie? You guys ready for my favorite Scorsese movie?
No, God.
It's not going to be good, fellas. It's not going to be Raging Bull.
Somebody asked for your De Niro.
It's not gonna be Taxi Driver.
Okay, never mind.
It's not gonna be Kundun. It's The Departed, you fucking cocksuckers. Y'all a bunch of fucking homos, fucking queers, fucking firefighting fatties. I think The Departed is a very homophobic film now that I look back on it.
Well, yeah.
I think The Departed is his best film. That's my favorite. Because the cool thing about The Departed is it gives you something different from Scorsese and the familiarness of Scorsese that we love. Like, a lot of people will list, like, Goodfellas seems to be the #1 Scorsese film that people list.
It's magic.
It is magic, and it's a monumental mobster flick for sure. Yeah, I've seen Goodfellas numerous times as well. But Departed gives us 2 movies in one that blend seamlessly to the point where you don't even notice you're watching 2 separate films.
This is true.
You're watching one gangster movie about the Irish mob in Boston, and then you're watching a CIA movie about that deals all with CIA shit the whole time, and it's constantly cutting back and forth, and so you get a CIA film wondering who's the snitch, and we know who the snitch is, and then you're getting a mobster film as well about this guy going undercover. I feel like there's so much more elements and layers to The Departed that he's never done before, and I didn't view The Departed as like a lifetime achievement Oscar award, like how they do sometimes. Like, you just
that seemed like he really earned.
I felt like he deserved it.
This was the movie for you.
And some people might say it's like a beat for beat remake of Infernal Affairs. If you've seen Infernal Affairs, you would know it's not. You would just know. I think there's like 2 or 3 Infernal Affairs movies. I saw the first one, and like a lot of what happens in the first one, like, so much of what goes on in like the first 30 or 40 minutes happens like an hour and a half into The Departed in terms of plot points. I think it's totally different. And the people who made Infernal Affairs weren't happy with The Departed because they were like, it's way too vulgar.
Way too vulgar.
Sarah Lautard, look, 3,000. Since we're about to end this, and I'm assuming Sarah is a girl's name. Sarah Lautard captured a moment of the Greg Alba. Ooh, somebody likes
a moment.
Somebody likes the moments of Greg. Hello, Sarah. I got a red hot chili pepper waiting for you.
Is that so? Do I mute?
It's not an STD or something. It's just, you know.
Last question: Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi. Sarah Lautard 3000 wants to know: do you like Home Alone? I was weirdly thinking of this movie the other day. I like Home Alone. I do like Home Alone. I think it's Joe Pesci's best work since Goodfellas.
I'm cool with Home Alone.
You didn't love it?
It's creepy to me.
Well, it's a total creepy film.
Yeah. Home Alone's really creepy to me.
It's the weirdest Christmas movie.
I can't see that movie as a comedy. I just can't. Like, it doesn't coalesce.
Home Alone's the weirdest Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Because I'm not talking about like, oh, Die Hard takes place on Christmas, so it's Christmas. I mean, like, this is considered a Christmas classic. And it's a boy who gets left alone by his whole family.
An odd, like, engineering savant.
Like, you already see his parents are neglectful, his older brother is a bully, and he gets abandoned, and he's so happy about that.
Yeah.
I made my family disappear. Like, it's as if it's awesome.
And then he just tortures these guys.
And then these 2 pedophiles try to, like, break in. These thieves try to break in. And fucking, and then he just tortures these guys in, like, terribly painful ways.
It's like The Collector. Like, it's like a less fucked up Collector.
And I don't think his parents ever found out about what he did.
And doesn't it happen again?
Yeah, the same 2 people, but in New York.
Yeah. It's like, how do they miss this side of their son's life? It's not Dexter's Laboratory.
And Lost in New York is creepy. There's this, like, pigeon lady, has, like, all these pigeons.
I've been missing out
Central
on films,
Park.
man.
It's
Like,
creepy. And
gotta
Trump's in
rewatch
it.
these classics.
Sarah is a girl. Thank you, Sarah, for being a girl.
Greg loves the CW Flash.
I do love the CW Flash. John, you got to get going, dude.
I do.
All right, guys, we got to end this. Sarah, you sound so sweet. All you guys who donated, Sold the Boss, thank you so much, my friend.
I will never
George
shave my
Harness,
beard.
Lizard King, Arnis Fan. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate
Much love,
it.
guys. Thank you for coming out.
We'll
Thank
try
you
to
guys
think
on YouTube as well.
We'll try to think of more special things to do to actually get bars to make it more fun for you guys.
I'll get better at rapping out loud.
Yeah, we'll think of something. We'll think of something.
Next time, what we'll do is once we get bars, you can take the conversation for like 5 minutes, and I'll start like a nugget, and then I'll give it to you, and then you can continue the nugget, and there we go. So then it's like a real poem for somebody. With 2 E's for real reject. Marketing.
And we love you, Sarah.
We love you, Sarah. I am going to be late.
I love you, Sarah.